Yo! Welcome to the Full Charge Power Hour Reboot! This is actually the 4th episode we've taped, but I like it so much, and the lighting is so good in here.
It is.
That we're going to release this one as the first one, and I hope you enjoy it. I know I did. Craig's back. Wendell's back. Brian is here. He has joined us. And Brennan Tasseff from The Power of How will be joining us as well. Hope you enjoy. Rate and review. Hit us on patreon.com/The Full Charge and enjoy yourself. Here we go. Yo, welcome to the Full Charge Power Hour. I'm Matt Fulcheron. I'm the host. I got Craig Coleman.
Yo.
I got Brian Irwin.
Hey.
We're trying to teach Brian how to accept a collaboration on Instagram.
I think I did. Oh,
It's a couple 50-year-olds trying to get into social
I love how
media.
confused you look right now.
look, at least I'm not at the point. I hope you guys aren't, because I'm going to make fun of it. I will not enlarge everything on my phone yet. It's not happening.
No, I haven't done that. Craig, you've done that, right?
I just
you're
did
an
it the
enlarger?
other day, and look how fucking large.
For those that don't know what we're talking about, it's when you take all the text on your phone and you multiply it by 2.
It's huge.
There's the option. Yeah, I've seen
yeah,
it.
it's
Okay.
ridiculous.
I won't do it.
I'm not there yet, even though I should be, because
I'm going to say don't, because as soon as I saw it, I was just like, wow, oh, well, I don't have to put my glasses on now.
I'm already to the point where I have to take my contact lenses out to really look at my phone.
Wait, I don't understand. That's like reverse engineering. That's the wrong thing to say. But what I don't
Well,
understand
so-
that.
Reverse engineering.
I'm nearsighted. I have crazy different, I guess you would call them prescriptions in each eye. One eye is like really bad. One eye is okay. So when I look at my phone, it's blurry.
Same.
So
So if I take my glasses off, let's just say my glasses,
Okay.
I wear contact lenses.
okay.
I can look at that phone, no problem. But there's only one eye doing the work, and it's the bad eye, because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
this is close enough to see.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
Yes, but do you look? So are you one of the guys that looks a little bit off when you're looking at your phone, or do you look at your phone normal?
In the past 2 years,
Like
I've
Craig.
I've
Weird looking.
gone from regular youthful skateboarding cool guy to what is this thing?
Oh. Yeah.
It's a disaster. I'd much rather, I'm the guy doing social media on his laptop. You know what I'm saying? That nonsense.
You still like
and
to
what's weird, like you can say what you want about the Twitter, about the TikTok, even. It's all about Instagram, and Instagram doesn't let you do things on your laptop. It's like, no,
True.
we want you on the phone.
It's true.
We want you doing this shit as you're dropping your kids off to school.
Yeah.
While you're
We want
driving
you
down the street at
distracted.
70 miles
Or
an
while
hour.
you're driving.
We demand loyalty. We're Instagram.
Yeah.
Because we're really Facebook, right?
Yeah, Meta. Now
Yeah.
we're Meta.
Yeah.
Now we're like some weird AI thing that won't stop talking to me every time I just want to do something on there.
Now I'm being invited to Threads.
All right.
I was at a show last night or 2 days ago, and people were talking shit about this one comic. All of a sudden, I'm getting all these posts from this comic.
Are you serious?
You know what I mean?
There
Like
it
the
is.
phone doesn't differentiate. It's like,
No.
well, if you hate it, it's even better.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to
Right.
look at it twice as much. Not me. I'm not stupid. I put the hide on people, not the block, because then they'll be like, why are you blocking me?
Oh, you can see that?
Now, as far as listeners are concerned, there are crazy people out there who have an app that tells them who unfollowed them.
Yeah, but-
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that does exist.
that exists.
I thought that was all fake stuff. Like, oh, you can see who's been watching your page and all that shit. So all those things exist.
Watching your page, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Who unfollowed you? That's the thing.
I mean, I'm fine with it. You can unfollow me in life, and I'm cool.
Right. Sometimes I unfollow people in the past. It's been years before I understood. I'll just unfollow. One time I just unfollowed everybody on Twitter. Like, I was just sick of it. And I'm sure there's tons of people who are like,
What
the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, there's always going to be a couple.
One time I kept giving this person a chance. I kept following and unfollowing, following and unfollowing. I did it 3 times. That's on me. But then I saw them tweet out like, if you follow somebody and unfollow somebody 3 times, you have a mental illness. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, you don't have to be rude about it.
Unfollow.
Yeah.
Did you unfollow that right after that?
Block.
Block.
Well, here's the other crazy part is you don't have to follow somebody. If the computer knows you're involved with that person or have followed and unfollowed, they'll still
show
spit
you
it
up.
at you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the For You page part of X,
It doesn't
Twitter.
matter who you follow and who you don't follow.
No.
I follow thousands of people I only get the same 4 people in my feed, and people I don't know. A lot of them are designed to make me angry.
I get more people that I'm not following because they're similar to the people I like their stuff a lot.
Here's the most important thing: just don't ask people if they've seen your post.
Yeah, okay.
That drives me nuts. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, I like to call people once a week and be like, "Hey, did you see?"
Get on the landline and start reaching out to people about your posts.
Yeah, hey, just calling you from Coleman Central here. I put up a couple posts. I know she didn't like them. I was just wondering, maybe you could follow back and just check it out.
My wife does get upset if I haven't seen all her Instagram stories, especially if she's out of town. Go ahead, Brian.
I'm a defender. It's part of the relationship thing, dude. It's part of the relationship thing.
And guess what? I know that. And then I go right on the thing and check out the stories. Cute. I give them the heart.
So we only send things.
Give it out. That looks great.
Yeah.
At that point, I mean it. At that point, you want to know if I love you? I love you.
Right.
Now, would you be critical of a post?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not. I'm not critical of anything.
Because that'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm going to start that in my spare time when you're not even in the room. I'm going to start a fight with you.
You still think puppies are cute?
Yeah, right.
Fuck.
Right.
We're still doing that?
No, and my wife doesn't live in this like comedian's world.
Right.
She does like cats and otters. It's all positive. Her social media is all 100% positive. Family. Check out my niece.
It feels nice.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I took a note from her. I was going crazy for my social media feed, and then I just started liking all cat videos and all skateboarding videos, and now my feed is just heaven on earth. Yeah. Cats and skateboarding.
Yeah.
And my wife's stories.
I'll go from it's just funny stuff. I like mostly just funny stuff.
Yeah.
And me and her will send stuff, inappropriate stuff that's just hilarious to us.
Yeah.
But on Twitter, I'll get into these CCTV stuff that's just...
Those could be brutal.
Wow.
Those could be brutal. You got to be careful.
Because sometimes you're like, oh, that guy just got murdered.
Yeah.
Oh, what is CCTV? Closed caption television?
Yeah, but it's just...
Security cameras and stuff.
Thank you.
Outside of the U.S., there's a lot of things that's legal.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Listen, here's how quickly the rabbit hole hits you on the CCTV. To be like, check out this tire that hit this person on the side of the road. And from there, when that person gets taken out, the algorithm's like, this motherfucker likes to see people get taken out.
World star!
Yeah. I'll be honest. One of the funniest, and I'm like, God dang, I can't even imagine this happening to somebody. Like, it's terrible. This guy's riding a bike. It looks like he's like in Beijing or something. And this dude in a van just bam hits him. He flies off the bike like upside down and then literally just slides into the gutter, the opening.
Yeah,
and just in the sewer. And you just watch his feet go. And there's just that evil part of me that's like, oh no, my God.
And they gotcha.
It's so fucked up. I'll be sitting there like waiting in line at the ATM like, oh, let me look at my phone. And like somebody I know has shared something and it's somebody getting shot in the face and I'm like, oh, God damn. I'm just trying to take out $40, like some cash on me. Now I'm disturbed for days.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
It's dangerous out there. Remember, like you had to go out of your way to rent Faces of Death.
Yes, and people
now that's just Faces of Death. They're like, what a comedy.
For those that don't know, Faces of Death was just this videotape that I think you could get it from the video store.
You could,
but it was something.
Some people could.
Right.
That was the thing.
Well, you had to be 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just all these murders, and I never seen it, but I know everything that's on it.
Right.
Because
wait, you never saw it?
Tell me if I'm right. Somebody parachutes into an alligator pit.
Yeah.
All right.
That one's fake.
Never seen it.
That one's fake. Most of them are fake, it turns out.
Somebody takes a skull off of a monkey.
That was brutal.
The monkey brains.
That was brutal.
Again, fake.
Okay.
Was it? Okay.
Apparently, they're almost all fake.
Okay.
That's what I heard too, but this shit was just
horrific.
This shit was just going around. And by the way, you watch a movie from 1988. The effects aren't that good.
No.
So I think the fake thing might be fake. I mean, can you really simulate a live monkey's skull getting taken off and then you eat the brains out of it? Have you seen like The Fly with Jeff Goldblum? Like, it's great, but it's not up to speed with reality.
No, it's not.
I agree with you. The only reason why I believe that some of them are fake, like the alligator one, is because it gets you with the shock effect at first, because you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And then you realize that you're watching different angles underwater of the person getting eaten. And you're like, well, hold on a second.
How is the camera in the ocean?
Why are there so
or
many
in the
different
water?
angles of this underwater?
Yeah, especially back then.
Yeah. Whenever someone says fake, I'm like, what? That looks pretty legit. And they're like, oh, really? Was there a camera in the fridge? And you're like, oh. Oh, you got me. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, wow, you really changed my mind in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I want to get back to how did
With all that logic.
How did you not ever see Faces of Death? I mean, it
Because
seems
He's a
like,
good person, dude.
did not want to see Faces of Death.
but
Matt is
it's
a
not about
good
wanting
person.
to. It's usually you show up at somebody's party and that thing's on in the background. It didn't get to that point.
I remember somebody my first year of college watching it across the hall, and that was my opportunity.
That was as close as you got.
And I said no, because I knew I couldn't handle it. I saw The Unholy when I was a senior in high school, and this is like a poor man's Exorcist. It's just like the worst satanic movie.
It's a horror movie?
of all time. It's a Satan movie. It's a horror
know if
movie.
I've seen that.
And I was disturbed for I couldn't sleep for like weeks.
Okay.
And so that told me like maybe you don't watch movies you know you can't handle. And so I knew I couldn't handle Faces of Death.
That's fair.
Didn't watch it.
I'm proud of you. I mean,
I
quite frankly,
still-
you're better
Yeah.
off for it.
I still don't want to watch it. I still haven't watched it. I'm turning 50 this year. I'm probably
And have no need to watch
going to die.
Without ever
this
seeing-
face is going to die without seeing Faces of Death.
It's okay because I can put you up
that's
there with
solid.
people that I went to school with that have never seen Faces of Death now, never smoked a cigarette, never done drugs, and never did alcohol. Like those are unicorn things.
I know
right?
those
like not
nerds.
even like dabble in it, like zero.
Yeah, nerd.
I mean,
Those
I
are
didn't mean to take
people.
it completely back
Those
in
are
time.
people I don't trust.
Really?
Yeah.
I give them a lot of credit for being able to hold
I
off
mean,
on that.
whatever,
I'm sure they
dude.
have some other vice, but they held off on all
Yeah,
the
they're
typical
a serial
vices.
killer. They're a serial killer.
Wait, you just
they
call
don't have
them
to see Faces
no,
of Death.
not him. He's
I've
done
tried
other
cigarettes.
stuff. Yeah, he's done
I've
all
tried
the
a
other stuff.
bunch of alcohol.
Yeah.
I kept thinking it was going to work this time.
Yeah.
Never did.
No.
Today's the day.
Yeah, my man's done drugs. My
Today's the
man's
day.
done this stuff.
I have tried drugs.
Yeah, he just hasn't seen Faces of Death, and he's a decent human being.
When you listen to all that stuff, I felt bad for whoever you're talking about. But then
Thank you.
But at the same time, all that stuff is very addictive.
Yeah.
And if
for sure.
Out of all that stuff you listed, I was like, you gotta smoke at least one cigarette. You
Right.
gotta try X, Y,
Right.
and Z. If you never try booze, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no well, there is upside to booze. You feel like a person at a party.
Sure, yeah.
You feel like you're not about to climb up the wall, but there's a lot that goes with it, including
Yeah.
it's just highly addictive.
Yeah, and I shake your hand if like, oh, you've never gone down a cocaine hole and almost ruined your entire life? All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
People
that's
should be
cool.
congratulated for never sharing cocaine because on one hand, it's very addictive. You can ruin your life, but you also ruin
Absolutely.
other people's nights with your conversations. Like, just shut up, cocaine guy.
Yeah,
Just shut up.
more than enough.
You know?
Yeah,
Go to bed,
absolutely.
or at least attempt.
And no, we're all not going to shadow box for an hour over in the corner. We're not
You're
doing
like,
that.
you're like, look, I don't want to talk about time travel anymore or the possibilities of how you think it can happen.
Craig, I have a business opportunity for you. Let's talk about it over the next 3.5 hours.
Meet me in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, yeah. Anyway, my idea now.
Instead of snorting this, we're going to sell it. All we need to do is save some of it. Do you want to buy it? That's the business opportunity.
I mean, that is the business opportunity.
Yes, I want to buy it.
And then you're in prison and you're like, oh, yeah, things were really good.
Now that you mentioned it, I want to buy this
Things
time
were
back.
really good.
Patreon.com/The Full Charge. We got a business opportunity for you.
Boom.
Give us some money and maybe we'll keep doing these things. If we can afford to dedicate our lives to this, make it possible. We got shows coming up. We got all three of us are going to be at the Well in Bakersfield May 10th.
May 10th,
I heard this
baby.
club's amazing. It's Craig Coleman's triumphant return.
Yeah, to B-Town.
The Ice House May 8th. Matt Fulcheron and friends. We're going to have some people on that. I don't know who yet. Maybe some friends. The guy was suggesting some people to me. I'm like, nope.
Not a
No
friend.
No,
way.
not those
Not a friend.
guys.
But then it gave me the idea I should do a Matt Fulcheron and Enemies show.
Oh my God, that's
Just
great.
have people on that I can't stand.
Oh, that's
And be like,
great.
and just be like, all the introductions be like, you'll see. The guy's a piece of shit.
You have to do it. I love it.
You'll see. You're not going to like this guy like I hate this guy.
And San Francisco, the Punchline, my triumphant return. I haven't been there since 2019. July 23rd, I'm headlining. Come on through.
Nice.
We got segments.
Hell yeah, dude.
We got segments. Thank you for that beautiful intro, by the way.
Segments.
That's me when I'm podcasting. I'm like, let's start. Let's go. Let's go. Because as a podcaster, I notice like all the great conversations happen.
While the mics are off?
Yeah. Before it gets started.
It does.
You know?
Yeah.
But, and I got to get my notes together here. High point of the week. I need an assistant.
High point of the week.
We'll start with one of the low points. And I started talking about with you last week. My wife's been out of town for a week now, so the descendant into like apocalypse now territory has started.
For sure.
You know, the first day you're Batman. A week later you're
Caveman.
fucking Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Fucking A.
You know.
Yeah.
And so like I don't even talk to many people. You try, you go out, you go to shows, you go to this, you go to that, you podcast for an hour. I went into the liquor store, and I've never even had a conversation at the liquor store, right? But I walk in, and this dude, he's a pretty funny guy. He goes, let me know if you have any questions.
About the liquor store.
And also, hey, if you got any answers,
I'm here.
I'll take those too.
There it is.
That's nice.
And I go, I don't have any answers. That's why I'm here. And boom, like there's a woman working there that's not even doing anything.
Right.
She's just there to laugh at people's jokes, and boom, they both laugh.
She's the Ed McMahon of the
Yeah.
liquor
Hi-oh.
store. Oh.
So then I go to the I'm buying a 6-pack. I haven't gone completely off the rails yet. It's just 6 beers, and
a Fireball.
No Fireball. No liquor.
Fireball.
I'm doing fine on drinking. I haven't gone that. I haven't started drinking heavily.
The wife's
I
gone.
can do two beers a day. Like I can cut it off like William H. Macy in Shameless when he gets the liver transplant. But because I know I can't sleep if I have more than that, so it's a whole thing. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the guy comes up with a pretty smart joke. He says, "I'm gonna do. You know how Snapple had facts." Mm-hmm. On the lid,
sure.
He goes, I'm going to have answers, but at the bottom of the beer. And I go, that's a really good idea. I'm like, don't tell anybody that. I go, luckily, all you've told is a very lazy person. And just boom, it hits again. And now there's people in line like laughing. I'm like, I'm fucking out. That was like 100% ratio.
Yeah,
I'm fucking
dude.
out.
You just did a show.
I'm out. Contrast that with... I did a show. This could be the low point of the week. It's one of them. I did a show at this Cannabis Cafe, which is a really cool place on La Brea.
Okay.
And you can smoke weed inside, and you can order food, and they have good food.
Can you? Oh, but you can't buy the weed in there.
I think you can buy weed too because I got paid in some Venmo, but also some weed.
That's
so
sweet.
I'll take it. You know what I mean?
I'd take it.
Even
in a
though
minute.
weed's legal, it's the trip to the dispensary. It's not like the liquor store I just described. You know, there's not as much humor there.
There's not.
There's judgment. I feel like from a lot of the weed stores is like now that it used to be when it was all just younger women, it was great. Now that it's like older dudes, it's kind of like, you're not a real pot smoker. You didn't get the strongest shit. Oh, you just get it for sleep. You don't smoke all day. I can tell. I got your number. Maybe it's all in my head, but whatever.
I see. Okay, I see the difference.
Yeah, because you're a real pot smoker, and they know.
Yeah, I get love.
You're like, do you have the heroin brand?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we got you. But doing shows and I've done it before for people that smoke weed while they're smoking weed, while they're high, is just, it's futile.
I bet.
They can't pay attention.
I bet.
They're smoking. They're eating. Every time I started talking, you would just be like, not when I would stop in between the jokes and comment on it. Then they were all laughing and paying attention. I'd be like, so anyway, I was at the liquor store yesterday. It's just like, meanwhile, my throat is starting to get scratchy from all the smoke in there.
For sure.
And I'm starting to get high, which you might be able to do comedy high. Well, actually, I could do comedy high, but it's a different thing. I got off stage
Right.
and I was just like, "Woo." I was actually high enough that I had to leave. I don't know how there's people eating dinner. Because if I was high eating dinner, I'd be like, should we ask for the check? Can we ask for the check? I don't know. Is it too soon? How long have we been here?
Pretty sure this guy's
You
talking
know,
about me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that would be a great.
You do comedy high, right?
Yeah.
No, but is it a good mix to have just solely a high audience? It's also eating because we've done venues.
Eating is
The eating also gets in the way on top of it because
way.
that's double focus, right?
right.
I've done enough weed shows, not a lot, just about 3, to tell you
It's not
they're
great.
really difficult.
I
there's
imagine.
no energy in the room. I don't know if because you can get distracted by anything. Have you
Right.
ever been high and watching TV and then you look at your phone and then you look up? I mean, it's bad enough. The phone's another drug.
Sure. And
But-
you're like, whoa, what just happened?
But even if I'm smoking pot and watching TV, I'm constantly rewinding because they'll say something and I go, oh, I remember the time in Faces of Death when that happened. And then like 5 minutes are going by and I'm like, what is happening? I get the subtitles on and everything.
Right, you're like-
And then I rewind it and the same line triggers the same thought and I'm rewinding over and over and over.
yeah,
again.
no, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
You're like watching Oppenheimer and you're like, dude, you know this is about the atomic bomb?
Why would you get high and watch Oppenheimer?
Because
That
I
is
get
a
high
bad
to watch
choice.
everything.
For the
All
Emily
right.
Blunt scenes.
Nice.
It reminds you. Oh yeah, blunts.
Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah. I need to get high again. Because it's 3 hours long.
I think if you just did if you do a comedy show at a weed place, just bring a set of steps and just keep fucking falling down them over and over again and be like, that's my time. Because they'll just fucking laugh at that shit
This guy
over and
can't
over.
get up the stairs.
I mean, that's a good idea
It's
regardless.
not bad.
Yeah.
Tell the joke, fall down the stairs. Tell a joke, fall down the stairs.
He's not gonna. Oh, he's doing it again.
Nuh-uh.
He's doing it again.
It's your version of hamburger.
That's pretty
that,
good.
that would totally work.
That's pretty good.
Anybody else got a high point, low point?
I guess the low point, Karen having her operation.
Yeah.
High point, she got out of the hospital in like 4 days.
Yeah, she did.
So
That's great, man.
Took her to the store yesterday, and this is how I know like she's back. She picks up a thing of peanut butter made, and it said something nuts on it, and she just covered the S. Come on, that's my girl.
And we're back.
She's
And we're
back. She's
back.
healthy.
Yeah.
She's still got it.
Walking around and all that stuff. You're not pushing her around and all that stuff, right?
No,
Okay,
no.
so-
Yeah, she's strong. She's a Viking. No. We walked slowly through the Costco.
That's great, man.
Yeah. So yeah, that was 100. That was awesome.
That's great.
That was awesome.
It worked out.
Yeah.
It did, dude.
It could have been bad.
Oh my God.
But it was
That could have been bad. It could have been. But I was just like, nah, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, that's the way to think.
Yeah, this guy's
Freak
a fucking
out later
rock star.
if it doesn't go well.
Exactly.
That's what I've learned.
That's what I've.
You know,
Why am I tripping about this shit now?
right? Wait for it to happen.
I mean,
Then start tripping.
Then trip the fuck out. Oh my fucking God.
Save it. You know.
My daughter's just like, oh no, I'm not gonna make it. Oh.
She's so embarrassed.
She's
for you.
like, oh boy. I don't think this is gonna end well. We're fucked. The one person you're really relying on.
Yeah,
is
it's
like,
just lost
done.
it. Okay, I guess I'm on my own now.
Looks like I need to find 3 more jobs.
You got anything, Brian?
High point. Got back into basketball. Old man basketball.
Oh yeah, buddy.
But here's the thing. So this past week, they decided to bring some of their kids along to play. So that increased the speed and the energy of the basketball.
Oh,
I
my
thought it was
God.
like boom, just knocking them over and taking the ball.
But listen, I'm in.
Oh,
Okay,
you're
I
good.
committed. Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, we're playing ball.
My team was 6-1. I felt really good about
Yeah.
the team's performance.
Yeah.
Woke up the next morning, my knee was a seedless watermelon. So I've been limping for the last 3 days.
That'll teach you.
So I don't know. That's the low point.
Both you guys, I'm glad you had high points and low points that went together. I kind of did too, alcohol versus weed.
Right.
Right. But before we started, Craig, I'll just tell the audience, Craig was telling Brian that there was no way he was a Division I athlete. And Brian was saying, you don't know. I could have been.
Could have been.
Right. You could
I mean,
have been.
I wasn't even close, but you don't know.
Well, see, so like I said, the only reason I know you weren't one is because I've known you for like 25 years.
Right.
And at no point did you ever drop, I was a Division I ball player.
All I got to go on is I've only been to Brian's house a handful of times, and one of the times he was playing basketball. So,
There you go. See?
and he had on athletic gear
love it.
See?
on Thanksgiving
Yeah.
But
see?
I've actually never, other than
and
you,
a knit hat.
like,
This could go either way.
oh, okay, yeah.
I play the role well, is what he's saying.
Well, now I take back what I've said. No, because like my dad, that guy will watch any sport. I mean, he'll watch women's basketball, and he's a chauvinist.
Right.
And so when he's just like, "Oh, this girl's amazing," he watches Little League baseball just
Okay.
because it's competitive, and he's just like, "This kid,
Yeah.
this kid's going somewhere." You're like, "Yeah, he's 12." Yeah, he probably is, but we don't even know. He hasn't even hit in the backyard parties yet, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This kid could fail out hard.
Change is coming and coming quick.
Yeah, it's coming, Dad. It's
That's
coming.
I never got that much into anything that I would watch it on TV all
He
day.
freaking loves it. He would have been like Gladiator days, like, "Come on, guys! They're feeding people to the lions today. Come on, let's go. We want to get a good
This
seat."
kid's got a future. Oh,
Oh man, just outrunning lions is hard.
that's not
It's
a long
hard.
future. Do we have Brennan on the Zoom, Aaron?
Not yet.
Okay, that's cool. Craig's
Yeah.
UFO Corner. We've been meaning to get into this.
All right.
Do you have any stories for us?
Does he have
Do you have any
stories?
Yeah.
conspiracies? What are we starting with?
I guess we could just start with the fact that the Pentagon
Okay.
admitted
Okay.
that there are real films
Uh-huh.
that they have, and they released them. The Blink-182 guy got them released.
Okay. Mark Hoppus.
No,
The other one?
the singer,
Okay.
Tom DeLonge.
Tom
Tom
DeLonge.
DeLonge.
There it is. I mean, he left Blink-182 to do this.
To
Right.
fight UFO crime?
No,
Yeah.
he moved. Didn't he move to the desert, like around Hangar 18? Like around
maybe.
there, Area 51.
I'm not sure. He just started talking to these like general type people, and they were like, "Yeah, they're real." Mm-hmm. And then somehow he convinced them. He kind of tricked them into releasing these videos.
Yeah.
And I mean, these videos, they finally admit, yeah, they're real, but we don't know who made them.
Right.
I mean,
And
the videos are what's flying around.
What's flying around? They are real. They have admitted those are absolutely real. The videos we have, they're real. They're not ours. And then they'll say, they're not China's or Russia's either. And then they'll say, but we don't know where they came from. You're like, well, okay. People didn't make them. It's basically what they're saying.
And so, I'm sorry, what is on film?
Fucking UFOs.
Really?
And I mean, there's F-16 fighter pilots going, look at that thing. And I mean, it's called, you could look it up, the TikTok video.
Okay.
Or the gimbal video.
Okay.
And the other thing about these things is that they're showing up in, top secret training zones.
Yeah.
So these fighter pilots, there are these areas in America, nobody can fly in them. You can't go near them. They'll shoot you down.
Yeah.
And they'll get their coordinates where they're supposed to end up. They'll get it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Or no, not ahead of time. It's sent to the computer, so it's the pilot doesn't even know where he's going.
Okay.
Well, when they get there, it's already there.
Right.
Waiting for them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, I already knew where you were headed. I just wanted to let you know that. I zipped past you way back there.
Right.
And ended up here. Way ahead of you.
I remember a discussion about this for one day on Twitter. How come it didn't continue? How
Greg
come it
has a
wasn't,
theory
like-
on this.
How come it wasn't on the news?
So it's gone to the U.S. Senate.
Yeah.
They've talked about it. It's the simple fact that the government, the agencies involved, can admit to the American public, like, we've been well aware of these things since World War II.
So who put out the videos then? Mark DeLonge?
Mark DeLonge and
No government agencies
DeLonge.
put that out.
Tom DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge.
And another guy, Jeremy Corbell. He's another one of these people. He's a filmmaker. and they just kind of trick them into releasing them, because you have to get them to release them. You have to
They tricked the government.
So it's top. They're not top.
Hey, what's that over there, guys?
So they're top secret, right?
Right.
And then you have to tell them like, oh well, why? And they have to give you a reason why they have to keep it top secret. And if they do that, then they're telling you, we don't know where they came from and we don't know who made them.
Okay.
But if they just release it and just say, yeah, it's not us and it's not a danger, then they can't make it top secret anymore.
Right.
And so that's how he tricked them into
So it's
releasing
still unofficial, even though you're looking at something.
They won't deny
that
anything anymore.
They won't deny
They
it.
won't say yes, yes, yes.
And
but they won't say no at all.
It's official because it's their cameras that recorded
Gotcha.
it.
And then we also have someone in Congress who believes in Jewish space lasers.
Yeah.
Then
So
you got that wacko.
So you got that going on too.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to former Division I athlete Brennan Tasseff.
Boom!
What did I
right
say?
now.
D1 Angel.
You
Look
know, the Jewish space lasers is a real thing. It's a thing they're doing.
Do you have
Sorry,
a take
the Florida
on this?
came out in me.
Brennan, do you have a take on this?
No, I know exactly what Craig's talking about, though. I saw those videos, and you can get sucked down a very scary Twitter rabbit hole of different videos of the anti-gravity flight. Like they're not affected by gravity. Like they go up and down and side to side, and they move within an instant. I saw the one he's talking about where the fighter pilots were like, "Holy shit, what was that?" And it's like, that's terrifying. That's terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Brennan's joining us because we have a segment left over from our old podcast called The Power of How, and it's called Was I a Dick? Basically, Brennan is going to tell a story, and we, the jury and judges, will decide whether Brennan was a dick or the other party or parties involved was a dick.
Awesome.
What do you got, Brennan?
I've been hanging on to this for a week. As it might seem from my demeanor and general just vibes, I'm actually not a confrontational guy. So I need you guys, we're going to Tarantino this. I'm going to tell you a story. Whether I did it or not is not relevant. I really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And so I need to know if I would have been a dick had I done it.
Okay.
I live in a some would call a major metropolitan area now, Manhattan, New York. I guess it's a pretty big city.
It's really coming up. Like, people have been talking about this place for years, and I think people are finally going to start to notice New York City.
They got cars and stuff.
I think it's going to be a thing, guys.
Yeah.
Hang on to your top
trend.
And I'm from the South where everything's a little slower, so I moved to New York. It's go, go, go. I can appreciate that as someone who's, trying to make it in comedy and do podcast. And I'm pretty go, go, go. So I go to the grocery store last week, literally almost right after I got off the call with you guys. And I go up to the deli, and the guy, first red flag, doesn't say anything, just stares at me.
Not my favorite. Not my favorite. When you go up to the cash register or the counter and they're just on the phone, or they just won't say anything.
And we talked about this on Power of How. We talked about this quite a bit.
They won't say, "Can I help you?" They won't say hi.
Really?
Yeah.
It happens here. It happens there.
Sure.
There's people that don't want to do it, especially with the iPhone. They will just look at the fucking thing until I'll wait a good 5 seconds and be like, "How you doing?" And it sucks because you're like I'm a middle-aged white guy now, and I know I'm just being middle-aged white guy. But come on,
this is where we're going. We're simpatico on this. This is where we're going. When I brought my girlfriend down to Florida, she thought I was the fucking mayor of Jacksonville because everyone says hello on the street. She's like, "How do you know?" Because she's from the Northeast. She's like, "How do you know all these people?" I go, "I don't."
Right,
we're in the
they're just
South.
friendly.
This is what we do. We say hi.
That's
So I go up to the counter. Guy doesn't say anything, just stares at me. And I'm in, I work at a restaurant. Like, that's how I survive. That's my day job until all this blows up. But I understand how to be good at customer service. Matt, you come into the restaurant. I'm very good at my job. I understand good customer service.
I don't know if you want to give away your establishment, but
I never do because I talk shit about it on everything.
Don't. But Brennan will take care of your ass if you happen to end up at his restaurant, which is a great restaurant in the first place.
Anybody who comes to New York, if you guys are ever in New York, you let me know and we'll hook it up. But
you get great service. I want to tell them you get great service just sitting with Brennan at the restaurant. The other servers step up. Like, we're serving Brennan. We need to be at least as good as Brennan.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's D1 there too.
He's D1. Right. Currently.
Okay.
In life.
It's like my dad always said, doesn't matter what you do, be the best at it.
Oh. My dad didn't say that kind of stuff.
We talked about it on my podcast. Thanks for everybody. Craig Coleman had a great episode. We talk about some of that stuff. So I get there immediately, doesn't say anything. I'm like, all right, I'm a little pissed off. And I'm kind of in a hurry. I've established this lifestyle of like, let's go in New York. Like, we got to go. And then I just go, okay, I'm going to get a pound of cracked pepper turkey. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Doesn't say anything again, kind of rolls his eyes and walks away.
No, like you're being a dick.
I don't say anything. At the end of the counter, the deli counter, sorry, I can't tell if I'm yelling or not.
No, you're good.
At the end of the deli counter, there's obviously a guy who works there who is off the clock. We've all seen it, in his street clothes, on his way out, talking to the guy at the deli. No big deal. It happens. I don't do this at my job, but then again, I get paid for my performance, which I think should be adopted by more places, but tips are generated based on how well I do, not hourly. So they start talking, and then the one guy's like, what happened? And I'm picking up little tidbits, and the guy behind the counter is like, he was very disrespectful. He disrespected me. I told him not to disrespect me. So now a minute goes by, 2 minutes go by. Anybody who's bombed at an open mic knows how long 5 minutes is. Like, I'm standing there in silence for 5 minutes, and in my head, I want to be like, hey, man, speaking of disrespect, like, you're really disrespecting my time right now.
You're like, I already know what happened.
I would have already been gone. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
7 minutes goes by, because I'm looking at my watch like every 30 seconds. 7 minutes goes by, and then he starts to get the turkey. Now, I want to know from the panel, my esteemed panel here on the Full Charge Power Hour, if I said anything, am I a dick? Because I didn't say anything. He ended up turning around being like, sorry, we had a customer come in complaining. And then I kind of connected with him on the whole, like, oh yeah, I get that, because as a server, that happens all the time. We ended up having such a good time. He gave me an extra half pound of turkey for free.
Nice.
And was like, I really appreciate you. Thanks for understanding, man. But before all that happened, should I have been like, yo, dude, 7 minutes is a long time to just stand there with no one else around when you're done shopping. Like, I had all my stuff in my bag. It's right by the register. I'm ready to go.
I think you should ask that extra half a pound of turkey in your refrigerator what you should have done. You did the right thing. You did the right thing. Now, would you have been a dick if you said, hey, man, how about that cracked pepper?
No.
You would not have been a dick.
Not at all.
But you also would not have gotten that free half a pound of turkey.
What you might have got extra was a little spit in that turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other guy was still there, too. They might have ganged up on you.
Right.
So
I just never know what to do, because it's like, you guys are all about like speed. But then when it comes to everyone else, you're like, fuck off. And I'm like, that's not how that works. You can't run past me on the subway and then tell me to fuck off when I ask you for something.
No, the whole point of the deli is it's supposed to be quick. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to roll up there and they're supposed to take care of you. And the best delis are the ones that are into it. The ones that do a good job. I mean, go figure, right? But
wait, so you two said he would not have been a dick if he had complained?
He would not have been a dick. He would have been within his dick rights.
Yeah.
Because you're in New York.
But yes, he would have been a dick, but it would have been appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you would have been a dick.
Yeah, okay,
Brian's from Michigan.
No. I'll explain why.
Let's hear it.
He's in a no-win situation.
Right.
So he's
Just
automatically...
like my sister.
That's true.
You're automatically, when you're in the right, you're seen as being in the wrong.
Right.
So you're just,
fair.
it's a dick move, no matter how you present it. You were rewarded for not being a dick, but they would say the high road here is to look at it from the perspective of like, I don't know what's going on in this guy's life right now.
That part.
Maybe he's got something going on. Maybe he means nothing. It's nothing personal. Maybe he's about to quit, and I just caught him at the worst time. Like all this other stuff. That's high road shit. And then they always say, like, if you don't like it, you let it finish it off, unless you really genuinely got to go. You could like, you would say something like, "Hey, I'm just curious. I really got to get going." Then you have to. You're still playing nice.
And because you're in New York, they're like, "Well, let's kick this fucking pussy's ass."
So then your only other options are take it up the chain. Right?
Right.
It's still kind of, that's semi-dick, right? Because now you're just a whiner whining to the manager.
I would never do that.
Yeah.
I'm calling management.
Or, right, another high road move is, what do they say? You don't like it, don't ever go back again. And that's how they slowly lose business. Because here's the thing. If you yell at him, I'm going to go back to what Matt kind of said earlier about the way people are approaching their job now. They don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to change their behavior probably if they're just bad at what they do.
No.
They're going to look at you and be like, whatever, dude. Yeah. That's it. So there's no win.
Yeah.
You're just a dick.
Yeah, I find that it's best not to say anything when I'm angry. Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, just shut up. You can talk about it later on the Was I a Dick segment. It can still be healthy. but it's always best to shut up, especially if you're in a fight with a loved one or whatever. Don't fight about it. Just fuck it. You might die from a heart attack right then and there, but in the long run, you won't, because you will have a house that you can live in, and not, because there's always, if you say something wrong, it's coming back at you. So you gotta chill.
I've had that happen before in New York.
Yeah,
where I've tried to be like, I'm in New York now, and then I was at one of the CVS's and I rang the bell for someone to unlock it, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I'll be right there," and then went back to like doing his closing side work, like getting the trash cans ready, and I was like, forget it, man. I'll just leave. And everyone in the store, because I mean, look at me. Everyone in the store goes, "Yo, what's your problem?" And I was like, my bad.
That's too good, dude.
Yep.
Oh, that's too good.
Well, I was like, I thought I was doing the New York thing. Like, fuck off. If you don't want to get it, I'll get it somewhere else. And they all turned on me very quickly. I love it.
Yo, chill out, guy. Wow.
Another funny thing about New York these days is it's not a movie from 1985. Like, New York is full of sensitive people.
Oh, that's
right.
Good.
And like, you go to Brooklyn, everyone's like hip and paying $13 for sandwiches, and people are all about respect and don't cross my boundaries and all this stuff. It's not the same thing as it is. It probably never was. It's just we always like saw Coming to America when we were kids, and we're like, oh, cab drivers are dicks.
Yeah, it's
cab drivers won't even talk to you. Let alone yell at you.
It's no longer this guy's about to sleep with the fishes over here. Huh?
Yeah, like, you don't even see those guys.
I will say, you would get great customer service everywhere you went if you were always had that blurry look behind you.
If you were
makes
just in
you
focus.
very, very special for some reason.
That's true.
My room is a mess.
There it is.
No, I like what you did, though.
Was Brian a dick?
No, he's got it's great. He's D1 Angel, dude.
I'd like to blur out everything but just this.
Just his eyeballs.
But
I was going to say 10 years ago, I would have been a dick and paid the price for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been a segment called Was I a Dick? It would have been like on the podcast, like, here's what I told that motherfucker. That's the name of that segment. What I said to that dick.
It's just hard because sometimes this is the one thing that frustrates me is I've worked in restaurants my entire adult life. So everyone's like, oh, you don't know what they're going through and stuff. I'm like, I never get that. Like, if I give shitty service because I'm going through something, then I don't get paid.
Yeah.
I also was telling the guys on an earlier episode, like, in New York City, there's not a lot of people that are bad at their jobs, because it's like, it actually stands out because it's so highly competitive.
Oh,
that most people are like really good.
That makes sense.
At work.
Yeah, you gotta be efficient.
There's very specific types of like hourly minimum wage stuff where people are just like, they don't give it. And I understand, because it's like, I wouldn't give a shit either, but it's like, I don't know. It's just weird because I'm just like, if you came into my job and you were like, hey, just so you know, like, I'm not going to tip you, then like, you would, like, nobody says that when they sit down at a restaurant, even if they don't do that.
You're like, oh, okay.
Because you want to get good service. It's like, that's a whole nother rant.
Like,
we've talked about it on Power of Al.
Filet mignon, well done. Got it.
See you in an hour.
Brennan, thanks so much for doing this. I'm glad this segment lives. I think it's a great segment, and I'm happy to steal it from the Power of How. And thanks for showing up, man.
Good seeing you,
We'll check in with you later.
Great to see you guys.
And now, as soon as we can, Aaron, I know it's probably going to take a second, but we are sticking with tradition here. at the Full Charge Power Hour, and we are going to talk to Eric Wendell.
Going live.
Heard of him.
For a movie review.
All right.
I don't think he's reviewing Baby Reindeer. As I saw, did you see that movie?
I did. Well, I sent it to you guys because
one.
Oh, I binged the whole thing in like a second because it's short episodes and it's only 7. So.
I did 6 at once and then wanted to do 7, but I was falling asleep at that point. Crazy show. Everybody, by the way, everybody was talking about it. Like everybody's talking about it.
I see why.
And then Erwin just sends a text to both of us.
Right.
That's just Baby Reindeer.
Yeah, I was like, what? I like when I don't see a trailer.
Yeah.
I have no idea what something is. I said, I got homework. We got to watch this. For like 10 minutes in, we're like, this is fucking really good.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I sent it to you guys is because some of the stand-up stuff was so painful. And I was like, you guys, it reminds you of the very early days of stand-up.
And some of the not so early days of stand-up.
How about just stand-up? Yeah.
Oh
my God.
You know what they did better than anyone I've ever seen before is they got the bar gig right.
Bam.
I've never seen it done before.
Right.
He shows up. This isn't really a spoiler for you, but he shows up. He's got a month at the Glasgow Festival. Not Glasgow. Edinburgh, yeah. And he shows up for his month residency, and there's just people like watching football, soccer.
Right.
And he's like, where's, I'm here for the comedy show. She goes, oh, it's in that door. He goes in the door thinking it's going to be a back room. It's just the mic and the mic stand is in a closet. And he's like, where do we do it? She's like, right over there.
Right there.
And they turn the sound off on the TVs, and everybody goes, oh, what the fuck is that watching? They don't turn, but they still don't turn it off. And he's just in the corner doing his, and that's what's funny. You're doing shows like that when you first start, and that's when your stand-up is the wackiest.
Yeah.
And he's like a wacky kind of alt comic.
Right.
And I'm just like vomiting at home in my living room.
I
just
felt every bit of his
puking in a
pain.
trash can.
Yeah.
So tough. Another thing that's weird about it though is he does some real stuff on stage as the show goes on, which gets no laughs. But I know from experience that it would actually be like a fucking awesome show.
Yes.
And there would be like tons of laughter if somebody goes, all right, fuck all this bullshit. Here I go. And then he does a callback that I won't spoil. And the callback would have killed in real life. But
yeah.
do we have a Wendell? I thought we had him for a second.
Oh, there he is.
Our own little baby reindeer.
Anyway, so yes, watch it. You should finish watching
finishing.
it.
Yes, watch it. I have.
We're in.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you watch it before I talk about it.
That lady's an amazing actress.
Yeah.
She's so good and scary.
She is scary.
Yeah. And I've been friendly to people, and I went, oh, this was a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten caught up in conversations. I'm like, man, I hope somebody shoots somebody over there so that I can get out of this.
Right. There's Was I a Dick, and then there Was I Too Much of a Saint.
Yeah, was I too much of a saint?
Eric Wendell is here in the bottom corner of his television screen.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's happening?
We are craving a movie review from you.
Well, I can't wait to review this, and I'm excited
You don't
to
have
hear
to.
Craig's thoughts because we have done a show, but I have not reviewed this movie since we got back together again here. I saw the first Rebel Moon, but then I saw the sequel that just came out, Rebel Moon Part 2 here a week or two ago.
I haven't seen Part 2.
You haven't?
No.
Did you like Part 1? I'm just curious.
Hold on. Can we slow down?
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Me neither.
Sci-fi.
It's a big sci-fi movie directed by Zack Snyder. It's on Netflix only.
Called what?
It's called Rebel Moon.
Okay. All right.
So he was. He
the
wrote
first one I can't remember if
go
it
ahead.
had a name, but the second one was Rebel Moon Part 2, the Scargiver.
He was supposed to. He wrote a Star Wars movie,
Okay.
and they rejected it outright.
That's sad.
And then his wife is all just make your own goddamn movie,
Right.
and so that's
Well, I
what
think she
Rebel
just
Moon
said
is.
change the title, and it just became Rebel Moon.
No,
That's
I don't
right.
even think he changed the title.
And
It would have been like Star Wars, Rebel Moon.
Larry Skyrunner walks in.
So it is a Star Wars movie that never got made.
So he was gonna make just one of those Star Wars movies that's in the universe, but there's no
a million
Han
of those.
Solo, none of those characters. He was just kind of making his own little side Star Wars for some reason.
But that's what this story is.
Yeah, and they rejected it outright.
I want to see the Greedo story. Do we have that yet?
No, but
what about IG-88?
It's coming.
I gotta see what's going on with him.
Somebody just went, yes!
The Hammerhead Chronicles.
That's good.
That's nice. Good one.
The Walrus Thanksgiving. I mean, where do I stop?
Yeah. So we watched Rebel Moon, and we were like, eh.
Right. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, after watching both of them, I'm like, well, that was okay.
Yeah. Visually,
and I'm like,
visually it looks great.
Right. The problem I have is, as opposed to Star Wars, you're invested in those characters. Mm-hmm. You want to know everything about all of those characters, everyone in the movie. This movie, you don't really get to know anything about any of these people. There's not really much of a backstory for any of them. Yeah. So it's like, oh, fucking Jim Bob over there just got blown away by a laser.
Is it a redneck space show?
Well, like, no one getting. So who cares?
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, you're literally like, if people get killed, you're like, I wasn't even attached to that guy. Who cares?
Is Larry the Cable Droid in this?
Larry the Cable Droid. You're also not wrong.
Is this a hillbilly Star Wars?
He's played by Anthony Hopkins' voice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's but you know what? I've noticed that about a lot of Netflix movies, that it's just a movie, because I guess Netflix, the way they do it is they're like, we love it. Here's a bunch of money. Give us the finished product. Whereas other movies, you got, there's like 20 people that are really not that creative that are up your ass, worried about story arc and how do we sell this as a toy. And so they like really get into how to make a movie. They end up being cookie cutters, but at least, they're like, I need to feel for these people. Let's kill the mom, or something,
It's very true. Almost all Netflix, until they figure it out, most Netflix big budget movies, when it's all done, you go, so close.
So close.
So close, guys.
Yeah.
But not really at that level.
It's almost like every director gets their fever dream, and it's just, here's a pile of money, go make whatever you want, buddy! And it's like, yes!
Did they, at the end of the movie, destroy the manslaughter star?
Manslaughter.
I don't know what the manslaughter star is.
It's the Death Star in this fucking movie. I don't know.
Wait.
Please, let's not dwell on this. I'm sorry I made the fucking joke. Let's just keep going.
Welcome back to Explaining Jokes to Wendell.
Was it a long movie?
They're long.
Oh, yeah. They're like 2.5
It wasn't good, but at least it was
long.
long.
They are long. They are long.
Yeah.
And is there a part 3 or that's it?
You know what? I didn't look, but I could check. I as far as I know, this was.
I think that's it.
I don't want to give out any spoilers, but
please.
I'm not watching it after this review.
I mean, the way they ended it, they could easily make another one.
Well, then, maybe he ended it in a way.
Yeah, because it's not good, so they could easily make another one. Sounds like I could make another one.
It's got to be made better. So he made.
I'll take a look.
By the way, if the director of this movie is listening, I'm open for a role in the show.
I mean, look, Zack Snyder's made some good movies. His cut of, and this is nerding out, but the Star Friends, Justice League.
The Star Friends. Now he's just doing knockoffs of everything.
Well, now let's think about writing Star Friends. Okay, that's a possibility. So there was a Justice League movie that came out.
Yeah, I watched it. It was great.
Wes, whatever, he took over for Zack.
Yes.
And that version's pretty shitty. And then Zack, because of the fans losing their shit, was able to make a 3-hour version of that movie, which was really good.
But the reason why that was better than the other one was because when you watch the original, you're like, I don't even know what's going on here right now.
Yeah, I have no idea what's
Where
happening.
did this come from?
Yes.
Why do you two know each other?
Yeah,
He put an extra hour in there, and you go, oh, now I understand why
everything.
That guy can turn into water, and that girl can turn into an animal.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, what are you giving this? Is this a movie or a show?
No, it's a movie on Netflix. There's 2 of them. I just looked. There is no 3 scheduled at the moment on IMDb, so maybe not, depending on how much the ratings or whatever this gets at Netflix.
Which one are you reviewing?
I'm reviewing part 2 because that's the one I just watched.
Okay.
But they both probably get about the same rating because they're just okay, like we said. Like, I don't know. If you're just looking for some basic entertainment with no great story, I don't know, maybe
I'm
3
looking
ice
to
cream
not
trucks.
think my thoughts for 2 hours. What did you give it? I'm sorry.
Right. If that's what you want, then hey, that's 3 ice cream trucks. Knock yourself out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Grab some popcorn, a beer. Hey, you'll have a good time, I guess.
So I would recommend Get High. And it's somewhere around 4 stars.
I'm gonna recommend Get High and do anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with that.
Get a set of stairs and keep falling down them.
Go right to the ice cream truck and get some fucking ice cream.
Get some ice cream and then watch the shit out of something stupid. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Wendell. We appreciate the review. Oh, I want to say one thing. Did you notice? And I'd like to hear y'all's idea on this. I posted some pictures of you at the In-N-Out Burger, and did you see, like, everyone's excited, and then some people start arguing and start going, "Fuck that hamburger! Fuck it!" Like, as people start shitting on In-N-Out, it's like,
people lose their minds about In-N-Out.
Grow up! Like, you live in a country where you have that many options to eat that many burgers. You're gonna get upset that other people like In-N-Out?
Yeah, it makes...
Like, you're out of your fucking mind with that
It's all about smash burgers now, man.
Who gives a fuck? Let us have our lunch. We're hungry. We don't have that much money.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Why do you hate In-N-Out burgers?
Wow.
Why?
Look,
I saw it, but
people lose their fucking minds.
It's
I'm like,
crazy.
well, there is a line halfway around the block, every In-N-Out, even though there's another one 3 miles away.
Which means they're going to be okay.
They're fine. She's fine.
She's fine.
And she pays her people. She's always paid her people
Above, way above.
really good.
Oh, yeah, it's a good company on top of that.
Yeah, she's a good person.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And, you know,
there's like 45 people working there when we went to order a fucking meal.
There's not a lot of
Jesus.
fast food burgers that aren't good. So I don't know why you're complaining.
You know what you're
that.
getting when you go. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
All right, Wendell, we got to go. Thanks so much for joining us. And we may or may not check out that movie. I already forgot the title.
Oh, I'm watching it. I'm watching it.
Peace out, fam.
Peace out, fam.
Thanks for listening to the Full Charge Power Hour. And we're out.